Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you are an aspiring product manager, product leader, designer, someone who's looking to break into AI product roles, or in general looking to upskill in AI, I'm pretty sure you have spent hours watching tutorials in AI but still don't know where to start or what to build. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to build an AI application end to end, especially in the B2B space. So I have named this app RFP Copilot. I have built it over the weekend. It's an AI powered app that generates proposal for enterprise RFPs. I have used Langflow. It's an open source AI visual builder, and Lovable AI, which is a vibe coding app, which is really fun and easy to use to build front end applications. I'll walk you through how it works. I'll share some AI workflow design best practices, especially when you are building for enterprise solution. And I'll show you how you can build something like this without spending, weeks figuring it all out. So let's jump in. So, RFP Copilot is built for the B2B space, especially for pre-sales and solutioning teams who deal with complex RFPs. It helps them respond faster and smarter by analyzing both the client's RFP and their company's offering using modular Langflow agent workflows. Within seconds, it generates a tailored, well-structured proposal, saving hours of manual work and improving response quality. It also includes a built-in deal intel assistant that can summarize the RFP, suggest smart follow-up questions to ask, or flag risk, all in simple and actionable language. It's a huge time saver for B2B pre-sales and solutioning teams who needs to move fast, stay smart, and win deals. Let me walk you through the RFP Copilot interface before I get to the demo. So it's a pretty straightforward user interface. On the left, you see your RFP file, then company's offering. So essentially, you upload your company's product and service offerings, and on the left hand side, you upload the RFP, and then basically you get going. If you are a first time user, we also have a help section which essentially shows the different file types supported and the size of the file. And at the top we have API connected, a button. If we click on it, it will open up this interface where we are going to see the API endpoints. If needed, we can change the connection. For this demonstration, we are not going to do that. So if we had to, we could have. So let's close that. So this is how the interface is. Now let's get to the demo. So so we also have another section called Deal Intel. I'll tell you in a bit what it does, but for that to work, we first need to upload the documents. Alright, so now let's quickly upload two sample files. So I have prepared one for RFP and one for company product and services. So let's click on them one by one. We'll start with RFP. So as soon as you upload, you see the success message along with the file information. And also you see at the bottom that success message. Now let's upload the company offering. In similar way, you also see a success message at the bottom. So now you see you can generate the response by clicking on this button, as well as the deal intel section now has 3 actions that you can perform. You can either summarize this RFP. If you don't know like what to ask the client as follow-up question, you can also do that. And lastly, if you want to know what all risk or red flags are there in the long RFP, the AI can help you with that. Now for this demonstration, we are just going to click on generate response, and we are going to wait for a few seconds for the response to get generated. As you see at the bottom, it lets the user know that the RFP Copilot is compiling the response. It has now generated the responses. Let's quickly scroll through. We can see the different sections, pretty good. And towards the end, we also see a short summary. Alright, so it has successfully generated the RFP responses, and if you want, you can click on this copy response to copy this to the clipboard. Let me now show you the deal intel, how that works. So let's go ahead and upload a fresh set of documents, one RFP and one company product and services document. Now we are going to click on deal intel. So to start off, let's do summarize this RFP. So it is generating the response. While we wait, we can go back to Langflow, the back end, and we can see in the console how the agents are working together to create the summary. Okay, so it looks like it has already generated the summary. So here we can see the RFP summary. Next, let's click on any risk or red flags. All right, so it is generating the response. So let's go back to Langflow and quickly check. Okay, we can see it has generated the response, so we should be able to see it here. Let's scroll down. Okay, so we have the risk and red flags. Pretty cool. So now let's do the next one. That is, what should I ask the client as follow-up question? So let's click on this. And as you see, it's generating the response. So let's go back to Langflow console and let's see how the agents are working to generate that. Okay, we can see that it has already generated, and as you see, like these are pretty fast. These are happening like real time as I'm demoing you. Okay, so it looks like we have the responses. Cool. So let's go back. We should be able to see that in the interface now. Okay, we can see. So here are the list of follow-up questions. What specific functionalities are required for personalized learning? Recommendations. Can you provide more details on the desired integration with Zoom and MS Teams? What is the expected number of users? And so on. So yeah, this is how you get all the responses in the deal intel section. Let me now show you how things actually work end to end. So let's first quickly upload the two sample files, one for RFP and the other one for the company's product and services. So as soon as these are uploaded, you see that generate response and this deal intel section with these three actions, all of these are now enabled, meaning the user can click on it and something is going to happen. As soon as the user clicks on this generate response, in the background we have this RFP response generator AI workflow, which I've created using Langflow. We'll come back to this and I'll show you how this works end to end, but essentially there are multiple AI agents working in tandem to generate the RFP response that the user is looking for. Let's go back. So for this deal intel section, there are three actions, right? So in the back end, we have this AI workflow automation called deal intelligence. Just like the previous one, this is also created using Langflow. It has multiple AI agents and an agent orchestrator, which eventually helps with those three actions that we see here. That is summarize RFP response, what questions to ask the client, and flag out any potential risk. Now, to build this front end, I have used a vibe coding tool called Lovable. In this demonstration, I'm not really going to get into too much of details around that, but towards the end of this video, I would show you how to integrate the Langflow AI workflow with the front end, that is Lovable. So stay tuned. Let's now have a closer look at the RFP response generator AI workflow. On the extreme left, we have two file nodes, company profile and RFP documents. The goal of those two nodes are to collect the files from the end users. So if you see here, this is the front end from where the user uploads the file. these two nodes are responsible for collecting those files. Once the files are collected, the data inside the files have to be passed on to the next node, right? So there are multiple options. It can be passed as data frame, or messages. In this given context, given it's going to be long stream of data, we are going to use messages. And after that, we are going to connect it to the prompt node. The message node then passes the data to the next two agents. We have the RFP agent at the top, and the company and service analyzer at the bottom. Both of them I have converted as tools and linked it to the final agent or the agent orchestrator. This agent is finally responsible for generating the RFP response. In other words, when the user clicks on generate response, the agent orchestrator compiles, the information it gets from agent 1 and agent 2 and prepares the final output. Let me now quickly show you the prompt for the prompt node. So you are going to use a prompt node when you need to combine or collect multiple inputs and you want to pass the data to the next subsequent agent. So in this use case, we have two input files. One is for RFP content and the other one is for company profile. So you see that within curly bracket I have given it. So that's the syntax for Langflow. Now, in terms of the task, the main job of this prompt node is to analyze the RFP, to understand the client requirements end to end, review the company profile and extract relevant product features, strength and integration that aligns with the RFP, and finally generate a structured response that clearly shows how company meets the client's need. Also at the bottom, I have given some additional guidelines. For example, do not repeat or summarize the RFP or the company profile directly. Use clear, persuasive language. Do not mark down or use any coding formatting. Keep things concise and well organized. And lastly, end with a confident closing. So now let's close this. So this message prompt then passes the instruction and the data to the next node. In this case, in this workflow, it's our 2AI agent. The first one at the top is the RFP analyzer. So I have given it a name, I have given it a generic description, short description. So I would always recommend that you also do that. And for both of this agent, I have converted them into tool and I've used the the blue card to kind of make a mental note that these are my tools. And for the final agent orchestrator, I have used the green card so that mentally I know that's, these are my tools and that's my final agent orchestrator. Anyhow, let's come back. So you first, specify the model provider, model name. So I have used this model because it's pretty fast in kind of processing data. Then you key in your API key, and in terms of instruction, you just connect from the previous message node or message prompt node to this agent instruction, and that's about it. Now if we come down, the company service product and service analyzer, so just like the previous one, just give it a clear name, description, what it does, select the model provider. I have used Google Gemini. You can use anyone. Then pick the model that you think is best suited for your use case, and then again connect the message prompt message to this input instruction. And lastly, I have converted both of these agents as tools. In order to do that, go at the top and just toggle the tool option. The moment you make it a tool, the agent orchestrator can use both of these agents as tool. Now this is our agent orchestrator. Let's look at the prompt for that. So you are a smart RFP assistant trained to compile winning responses. You have two tools at your disposal: RFP generator tool to get the initial response, RFP response, and the company profile analysis tool to get the key selling points of the company. Your job is to march the content into a professional, cohesive proposal, ensure tone is persuasive yet concise, organize in clear sections like introduction, solution overview, product fit, benefit, and conclusion. And I have also given few do's and don'ts. For example, do not repeat information unnecessarily, do not use markdown or bullet symbols unless they are part of the original content, and lastly, keep it readable and easy to scan. Let's close this. So this agent orchestrator, we have just gone through it. It has two more nodes. One is the output, and we also have it an input chat. So the purpose of this input and output are, if you want to test this entire automation in the playground, essentially, in this interface, you can do so. Like, you can see how the different agents are working. In other words, like, this is the UI, right? So from here, when we upload the files and click on generate response, you can come back to the playground and see how the different nodes and the agents are working to compile the final RFP response. So this will give you a better, idea if you get stuck or some error happens, so that you can troubleshoot. So yeah, so this is our first agent. Now let's quickly look at our second agent. This is the deal intel. So essentially what it does from the interface, when the user invokes either of these three operations, it renders the correct results to the end user. So now let's go back and let's take a look at this workflow. So just like the previous AI workflow, the first half of the nodes or the elements are more or less same. We have the two file nodes, followed by prompt, followed by two agent, RFP analyzer, and the company analyzer. Both of them are tools and both of them are connected to the agent orchestrator. Unlike the previous orchestrator, this orchestrator has a different role. So let's understand. So you are a deal intel assistant. You can call the following tools: tool 1, tool 2, RFP analyzer, company analyzer, based on the user question. Essentially, I'm referring to either of these three questions, right? Based on this question, respond with a JSON-like payload. So just a quick context to why I have specified JSON-like payload, so that it's the best way between systems to communicate with each other, so that there is no loss of data. And I have provided a sample structure like type followed by data, title followed by data, items followed by data. Now I have also given the options like we saw in the interface. If the user says summarize this RFP, return type should be summary followed by the summary. If the user says what should I ask the client, the return type in the payload should be questions followed by the list of questions. And the last one, if the user says any risk or red flags, return type should be risk followed by the list of risk. And towards the end, you would see that I have also specified that please use plain language, no markdown, no long paragraph, maximum 5 items per list. In this way, this agent knows exactly what it has to do, and just like the previous one, it also has a chat input and output, so that you can go to the console and see. In other words, like when any of these actions are triggered from the front end, you can look at the console, see how the different agents are working in tandem to kind of compile the final response. And this comes pretty handy in case there are any errors or anything that you need to troubleshoot. So yeah, this is how the deal intel works end to end. So this interface of RFP Copilot was built using a vibe coding tool called Lovable Dev. Let's look at the interface of Lovable Dev. It's very simple and straightforward. You just type whatever you want this coding assistant to build for you. Now let's go to our AI deal intel workflow. What we are going to do from here is we are going to grab the API for this overall workflow, so that we can give it to Lovable Dev to integrate with the front end. So in order to do that, what we do is click on Publish, API Access, and from here there are only two key things that you would have to do. First, take or grab that URL that you see, and the other thing is at the top you see Generate Token. Click on it and generate your private token, and that's about it. You take both of those, and we just have to put together a prompt for Lovable Dev to know that it has to link it with this section of the interface. We are going to do that next. Now let's look at the prompt that I have written for Lovable Dev to do this integration. So at the top, I have talked about that. Please integrate the following Langflow API to support the deal intel section in the UI. Purpose: this endpoint returns a structured JSON style payload in response to the user selected deal intel question, such as follows. Then here the most important thing is this URL which I have just shown you. Let's go back again so that you know exactly where to grab this from. So this is the URL I was talking about. So grab that, put it here, scroll down. So this is a very important section where you see authorization bearer. So this is where you have to put your token. So again, if you remember, in fact, let me again take you to that UI. So at the top, you see that black icon. So clicking on it, you can generate your token, and that's what you put it under authorization bearer. So that's very important. And rest of the payload formats and everything, you can get it from the UI I have just shown you guys. Now let's look at the integration instruction. When a user clicks a deal intel option, it could be summarize this RFP or any of the other options, send the corresponding input value to this endpoint, display the response clearly using the type, title and items, and return in the payload. I have also given an expected example so that it knows exactly in what format it is expected to send the response. Use a clean visual layout, bullet list, no raw JSON or any of that. And lastly, keep the existing file upload logic unchanged as it is already working correctly. So what do I mean by that? So at the top, the user inputs the file, right? So we want that to work as is. We don't want the Lovable dev to change that logic. So I'm explicitly mentioning in the prompt. Now let's hop over to Lovable Dev. So you'd see that I have put a screenshot of the deal intel UI, and I have used the exact same prompt which I have just explained to you, so that this AI code assistant knows that it has to integrate the deal intel section of the UI with the Langflow API, the API key that I have entered. In similar way, I have integrated the generate response with the other Langflow workflow. Same process, you go to publish, API access, grab your token and the unique URL, and create a prompt just like the one I have shown you, and you are good to go. Let's now talk about some of the best practices. You must be wondering, why did I use multiple AI workflows? Because one size fits all doesn't work in the B2B enterprise AI space. I separated the focus area: one AI workflow that generates the RFP response, another handles deal intelligence. This improves reliability, avoids timeout, and keeps the UI, basically the user experience, fast. Within each workflow, I also used modular agents as tools, as you saw: the RFP analyzer, company analyzer, and the AI orchestrator, so that each agent does one job but really well. So this design gives cleaner outputs, faster processing, and the flexibility to upgrade each part of the AI workflow without breaking the system. And that's RFP Copilot in action. So whether you're already in AI product roles or looking to transition into such roles, or in general looking to upskill in AI, I do hope that this video helped you. And yes, I strongly believe that building something helpful and useful, leveraging AI is the best way to stand out and grow professionally, regardless of your roles. I'll share the link of the AI workflow automation playlist in the description box below. It's completely free. Do check it out. And more importantly, start experimenting with AI workflow automation. If you found the video helpful, do give me a like, subscribe, share it with others. And if you have any question for me, put it in the comment section below. I'll definitely get back to you. With that, we come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.